Hey everybody, this is Tucker from MACkite Boarding, and today I'm coming with you with a quick tip on how to get up parawinging. And this might help anybody that's learning, or maybe you're going out and you're just a little bit undergunned, whether that's on your board or your foil or your parawing. Anytime you're kind of struggling to get up, I find this technique can really help. And hopefully you find it works for you too. If you have any better ideas or any ideas that worked for you, put those in this comments section below. We can all learn from one another and really progress in this sport and help everybody else get out there and have the most fun possible with the least frustrations. So that's always the goal with these kind of videos. But yeah, I was talking to some customers the other day talking about this issue, and I'm going through kind of my method in my head and what I've done recently, because I've had a lot of really difficult underpowered type sessions lately. Been utilizing my favorite here new Supermarine. Whoops. Been utilizing what was my favorite Supermarine board here. I think she's probably safe. Looks good. A testament to a durable construction. Anyway, having a lot of fun out there, testing out small wings, because it seems like everybody wants to send me small wings to test, which is great if the conditions show up, but in the spring here it can be kind of few and far between. So testing 3-meter wings in like 18 to 20 knots can be challenging, especially on the kind of foils you want to ride with those wings. Depending on what the waves are doing. But anyway, all that to say, I've been riding a lot of challenging underpowered conditions lately, parawinging, and I found sort of this technique that works for me. Hopefully it works for you as well. I kind of call it the S takeoff, or whatever you want to call it. But essentially what you do here is when you're going to take off on your parawing, we'll say we're going left foot first here, because that's my dominant stance. So that's the easiest way for me to visualize it. But if your dominant stance is the other way, well, you'll be riding with your left foot forward at some point anyway, or flip-flop what I'm saying here. But so anyway, riding left foot forward here to take off, wind at my back, get my parawing in the air, on my knees, get to my feet. Okay, now what do? I'm realizing, okay, there's not a lot of power in my sail right now. I'm not accelerating. I'm not building a lot of apparent wind just by holding it in the same spot and pointing the board a little downwind, which is kind of the easy takeoff, the simple takeoff we'll call it, is just finding that magic downwind angle, getting the wing out there, and you accelerate, start to give it some bumps and take off. On the light wind days, it's not always possible. You kind of got to create a little bit more power. You got to utilize every advantage. So that's what we're going to do here. Pulling side to the wind here, we'll say maybe 10 to 15 degrees downwind. We're realizing, okay, this isn't going to work. I need to get more from the wing. I need to create apparent wind somehow. So the first thing I do is kind of try to find the best angle without doing anything else. Point the board in that direction. Get moving. You're going to kind of keep your peripheral vision upwind at the waves while you're doing this, and it's hard to do, but try to focus a little bit on what's going on upwind of you in the waves and feeling that out more so than what the wing is doing. With the wing, you should be able to fly that pretty much without looking at it out here. So we're here, we're building some speed. If you see a little bit of a swell approaching, ideally, that's not always going to be possible, but if you see a little bigger set coming at you, try to build some speed towards that, and you're going to hook in a little bit, start to bear off downwind just a little bit as that wave approaches, and that should give you a little bit of that slingshot effect downwind. It's going to stall your wing a little bit further back in the wind window and give you that little bit of a slingshot effect into that swell. Hopefully that swell comes up under you you get a little bit of extra push and speed from the swell. And at that point, you're gonna wanna start pumping your feet, okay? And this isn't like these big forward, backward pumps. We wanna kind of just start to weight and unweight the board. So when you're unweighting, you're letting those wings fly. When you're putting your weight down on the board, you're kind of driving the nose down just a little bit to create a little bit of a downhill pump track type push in action. So as it does that, you should start to get up a little higher on the board, release some of that surface tension, and should start to accelerate just a little bit. And then at that moment where you're like, I'm about to fly, I'm about to get up, but I feel like I might stall the wing a little bit if I get up and I'm pointing downwind at this direction, and you will. It might get you up for a second, but then the wing just kind of backstalls on itself and loses power because you're heading too far downwind, and there's really nothing to help you accelerate except a little bit of power from the swell that's probably already starting to roll under you. So that's the critical moment to identify, and it'll take a little bit to get used to it. But when you start to realize that and approach it, I find giving a couple of quick, consistent pulls, not yank, yank, yank. We want quick but smooth pulls on the Parawing to help drive some more air through that, help drive the wing forward. You should get that moment where the wing's kind of stalling back in the wind a little bit, like a spinnaker almost, and then you start to drive it forward, and it starts to do this and create more wind through the sail, driving forward. That's going to give it a little bit more power boost, help you create more board speed in that critical moment at liftoff. And then right when that happens, again a critical moment, you're going to lean into the sail a little bit more, come off the back side of the swell, and go downhill on the back side of the swell. You don't need to cut hard. You're not cutting upwind yet, but almost perpendicular, where you're kind of on that speed track, perpendicular, just slightly downwind of the wind. And at that moment, the wing should start to create more apparent wind. You should drive forward more, and then all that compiled coming off the back end of the wave, creating that kind of downhill slope. Some guys do this on foil drive as well, so keep that in mind if you're familiar with that. But all that together usually will give you that boost that you need to get up on foil when otherwise you'd just be out there pumping around trying to find the wind and not getting it, just kind of cruising around. That sort of S technique, we'll call it. It's the easiest way to remember it. So you start going here, and then you're going to bear off downwind a little bit, pump a little bit, head back up, not upwind I shouldn't say, but back towards the wind a little bit, off the back of the swell, in that kind of an S shape, and that's really where you're going to go. So again, I'm riding left foot forward, and the wind is at my back. I'm going to angle it downwind just a little bit, get it going, find that swell, get it moving, pump, and then right as I'm starting to feel that lift off, couple of pumps, drive up towards the wind again a little bit, and create that speed coming off the back lip of the wave, hopefully, and down the back of the wave, all simultaneously at the same time. I didn't say it was easy, but it will get you on foil, and the more you do it, the more simple it becomes, and you'll kind of feel that moment where, okay, I've got a little bit of push from the wave, I can, you know, start to feel that, and the wing is going to give me a little bit more power, and I'm kind of getting there and pumping. Now I'm going to turn up and pop, and I'm lifting off, and I'm creating that speed where I can continue on foil and not just stall out and fall off the back of the wave. So that's what it is. Hope you all have some other comments and ideas down here, but that's what I found works well for me on these really crappy, hard to get up kind of a days, underpowered days. Hopefully it helps you as well. Hope you all are having fun out there learning this Parawing thing. Remember, any day on the water is a good day. If you're up on foil, it's even better. This has been Tucker with MACkiteboarding.com, and we'll see you next time.